Hey guys, this is Rich with your Monday Spot on the Pagan Perspective, and this week we're talking about assumptions. I believe this is a team member topic, but I'm not sure. And I also don't have the topic in front of me right this minute because my phone is charging and my iPad, which I'm recording on, is about to lose power. So this is going to be a relatively quick video. So this week, like I said, we're talking about assumptions, and basically the question asked, and everything's going to be in the bottom bar, it is what type of assumptions do people have about your practice? What do you tell them? What do they have as far as paganism? And I'm just going to dive right on into it. So as you guys know, I am a Christo-pagan, which incorporates Christianity and paganism, witchcraft, and all that other stuff that goes along with it. So in and of itself seems contradictory. So I have a lot of people tell me that that doesn't make sense, that that's not how things work, that Christianity is vehemently against witchcraft and the practice of witchcraft, and you can't stick a square peg into a round hole. And I always tell them, well, that's my practice and that's how I do it, and it works. So basically it's you may say I can't, but I prove you wrong whenever I do. And whether or not they actually say, oh, okay, well, that doesn't make sense to me, but if it works for you, it works, whether or not they say that, it just kind of rolls off the back like, I really don't care what your assumptions are. Now, I have gotten people from the extreme Christian side, which will say, that's of the devil and that's not a thing and that's not how Christianity is practiced, and, God and Jesus are against that. And basically, I tell them, I don't have time for your negativity, go away. Most of the time, these interactions are online, so it's basically you leave a comment like that on my feed, I'm probably going to just delete it because nobody needs that type of negativity in their life, and I'm certainly not going to stand for it on my channel. So I pretty quickly delete those ones. A lot of times it's people that will have a stock message of, these are all the verses in the Bible that go against what you're saying and whatnot. And yeah, I don't have time for robot people who just go from channel to channel and just post the same post just because that's, their calling in life. I don't have time for people like that. I don't want people like that in my life or on my channel. And especially whenever you're talking about people viewing your content, I take that off, because if I were viewing somebody that was Christo-pagan back when I was a baby witch, then I would be like, well, all these people are saying this and that, and, even though this person is saying that these things are possible, all these other people are saying things against it, and I don't know what to think. I will say that being a Christo-pagan is not an easy practice to go into. You do get flack from both sides. I've had pagans tell me that, being a Christo-pagan isn't a thing, and that goes against what paganism is, or how witchcraft is to be practiced, and it doesn't make any sense to them. And I've also had Christians come up to me and say pretty much the same thing. And yeah, I just don't have time for that type of BS and drama in my life. So I basically delete those comments pretty regularly whenever they do come up. But I have gotten a lot of assumptions of that this practice isn't a valid practice. This practice isn't capable of being done. It goes against everything the church teaches. And my question to that is, which church are you talking about? Are you talking about the Gnostic church, which really doesn't give a crap about paganism and witchcraft and whether or not it's practiced? Or are you talking about the Catholic Church, which, killed a lot of people because of that, even though their own rules and regulations say do not kill? So which one are we going by, and which rules are we picking and choosing today? Please let me know before we start talking. So I've had those types of situations in the past where I've just basically said, you know what? You can agree to disagree, and if you can't, then well, you just live with your anger and with your righteous anger and go away as quickly as possible. So that's basically how I deal with those assumptions, at least online. As far as in person, you have a lot easier of a chance, especially with people who are pagan already or practice witchcraft in any way, shape, or form. You have a chance of, talking and philosophizing with them a lot more than you do with the extremist Christians. And that I find is a little bit easier of a conversation to have. And again, sometimes it's that they step back and say, well, we may just have to agree to disagree, and that's okay. We go about our separate ways, and we just wish each other the best, which is actually a lot of what happens. So yeah, I hope this hasn't been too rambly. I just wanted to get this video completed before my battery runs out, and I hope it all made sense. So yeah, pretty much in a nutshell is I just agree to disagree whenever I have assumptions of my practice not being valid. Now, I do want to touch on the point of whenever people have certain assumptions of devil worship and stuff like that. I usually just address those right then and there. Like, I don't worship the devil. I don't work with demons. I don't call on demons to do my bidding, or at least I haven't yet. I don't know if that's something I would ever want to do. It is something that I would research, but it's not necessarily something I would go and do, or something that I'm being called to do. So not really something that's part of my practice. So yeah, I usually stop people right there, and I give a little education, a little lecture of it at that point in time. So, and I've had those instances in the past with people at work where they say, well, this person believes this and this, and because they're part of this religion. And I've actually stopped them and I say, actually, this is what they believe, this, and this. And they just basically look at me like they don't know what to say, because they've never really met anybody that actually does their research on multiple religions and whatnot. So I've put a lot of people in their place whenever it comes down to practices that aren't even my own, because I'm willing to do the actual research and legwork that they don't. So, and again, you usually get this from people who are either evangelical, or people who just take things at face value of what they've heard evangelicals say. So yeah, some people just need a little bit of an education on it, and they get put in their place pretty quickly because they've met somebody that will actually take the time to research things, even just for fun. So yeah, I've had those situations as well. Anyway, before my battery cuts me off, I will see you guys next month, because next week is Subs Week. And until then, may you have love, hugs, and ladybugs. Bye-bye.